Hey everyone, outside today. Really hot again, but there is no shade anywhere. And there's bugs everywhere. That's nice. Anyway, earlier, there was a big wasp just flew on my head. Anyway, I just watched the next episode of Lightspeed Rescue, Go Volcanic. Pretty good episode. I remember liking this one when I was a kid, despite there not being a whole lot of fantastic elements to it. Starts off with, let's see. Oh yeah, the demons are talking, and Banshira finally shows up. We finally get a glimpse of her. We don't get to see her, like, full body or anything, or even any form. She's just kind of a shadowy, smoky face, like, really vague face, too. Um, yeah, that's about it. Imps is crying, the demons are annoyed by it, Banshira shows up, they tell her what's going on with, destroying Mariner Bay and getting her palace back up or whatever. Anyway, Dana's made a thing that detects volcanic activity. Alright, like a Geiger counter type of thing, I guess. I'm pretty sure there's already things that can, like, detect volcanic activity. Especially if you live in an area with a volcano, but whatever. It gives her a reason to get on a bus and go up there. She doesn't take the rescue rover because the Lightspeed Rangers are out getting hot dogs. I'm really hoping they were like, this is after a mission or something, and this is like just what they're doing on the way back, because if they took it out just to get hot dogs, that seems pretty irresponsible, doesn't it? Anyway, so she gets on the bus, and there's this, like, obviously suspicious guy fumbling with a bag of money, trying to cover it up. The guy is, like, dressed all in black, black sunglasses, black hat. It reminds me of, there was a car thief back in Mighty Morphin, and then there were the car thieves in Space, and they all dressed the exact same way, except the one guy in Space didn't have sunglasses. Whatever. Anyway, we cut back to the demons, and coincidence of coincidences, they plan on sending a monster to activate the volcano. So I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe the volcano was in the news or something? Huh. I thought I saw something down there. Anyway, back to, on the bus, the suspicious guy, it turns out, is a criminal, and he hijacks the bus when the bus driver tries to turn the bus around because of the volcano. And I was wondering, why does the guy need to, like, get out of the... Like, where's he going? Where were they going? Like, Dana's going to the volcano. Where are the other people going? Does the bus actually go to another town? Like, why couldn't the guy just ask to be let off and leave on foot? Huh. I don't know. Anyway, he hijacks the bus. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what happens next. Let's see. Oh yeah, the bus, let's see. There's earthquakes from the volcano because the monster is down under the volcano, activating it by breathing fire on it. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, the bus, like, kind of bumps off a cliff, or, like, a bridge, and it's hanging off. The criminal guy falls over, he rolls right out the door. The Dana and some other people help him back on. The shakes start again. The driver of the bus falls over, hurts his arm. And let's see, the Rangers show up, they save the bus, and they tell him that there's nobody there to drive the bus. The driver hurt his arm, and nobody else knows how to drive, apparently. Like, it's a bus, it's not that different from a car. I don't know, who knows, whatever. Anyway, it turns out the criminal guy, he knows how to drive a bus because he used to be a bus driver. They trust him, like, at first they don't, but then, like, almost immediately they trust him. It's a very quick turnaround, like, My Little Pony level of, yes, we now trust the villain. Oh yeah, then the Rangers leave, and then, let's see, they go down to, looks like, what's it called, Bronson Cave? Or Canyon? Whatever. Anyway, it's, that big cave that was in a bunch of the old Mighty Morphin episodes. It's the cave that was, was it the cave that the Batmobile would drive out of, and that the robot monster had his bubble machine back in Robot Monster? Anyway, there's a bunch of, like, patches of white stuff that I think is supposed to be snow, because in the Japanese footage there's snow. In the Japanese episode, the bus is going up into the mountains where all year round there's snow. And California, I'm thinking that whoever put that snow around had never ever seen snow. Because it really stands out. It doesn't really match up. Like, it would have been better if they just didn't have it at all, and just cut to them not having snow, if it was going to look that bad. Anyway, maybe I'm just fussy, because I know what snow looks like. We had, what was it, 6 feet of it last year? At once? Anyway, so the Rangers go in, they stop the monster. Trying to remember what's going on now. Oh yeah, it cuts back and forth. We see the bus stop like in front of some rubble that's tossed in front of it. The Rangers call the Zords. They defeat the monster. Whoopee. That's one of the weak things in Lightspeed, actually, is they're fighting the monster at the end, because it just feels obligatory, like, oh right, this is Power Rangers, we have to have them fight the monster. The monster has to grow because that's what Power Rangers does, and we have the footage to pad out the episode with. Like, it's not bad, and even if it is there just for padding, it's still, like, well enough. It's just kind of separate from the rest of the story. So anyway, the Rangers go back to check on the bus. The bus is parked at, I don't know, some station, I guess. Then police show up to arrest the criminal guy who had stolen some money. They know his name, so that makes me think must be they were already in pursuit of him, and maybe that's why he was so intent the bus go forward, and he didn't want to risk going on foot. Like, there was forest around him. He could have hidden out there, Rambo style. Anyway, Dana goes up to the police, and she's like, he saved these people's lives, and people on the bus are like, yeah. And like, I remember way back when I first saw this when I was a little kid, like, how old was I? 8 or 9? I remember thinking, oh no, don't let him go. Even as a kid, like, it feels like it's leading up to, like, the police are gonna let him go. They don't, which, thank God. That would have been incredibly stupid. Yeah, really stupid thing to do. Because, like, he's a criminal. He threatened people with a gun. He apparently stole a lot of money. He hijacked a bus full of people. Yeah, like, he turned over a new leaf, kind of, but, like, that's not the type of thing that you just instantly forgive. So anyway, he's taken away, and the police tell Dana, thanks for telling us, which I guess implies the guy will get some leniency? Maybe? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, never see him again. Maybe he was executed. Let's see. Oh, then we cut back to the villains, the demons, and Banshira says that she has a new plan, and then we show, like, a silhouette of some new monster that will surely be really, really important and not killed off in a single episode. Anyway, decent episode. I really liked it. One of the things that it made me think about was, like, I always thought it was so weird Lightspeed and the older Saban shows seemed to get away with more than what they would do later on in the Disney seasons, and especially in the later Neo Saban seasons. Like, they could have serious stories that didn't have, like, a moral lesson to teach or something. They could have an episode that was purely, like, action, or an episode like this that was purely, like, suspense-driven. There really isn't, like, a lesson here, except maybe, like, I don't know, don't hijack a bus? Trying to think. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Lightspeed, I never really thought about it before, but one of the reasons I think this series got away with a lot of stuff, like having more serious-toned episodes like this, is because it's rescue-themed, so they wanted to write around actual situations that would require, like, rescue, like a burning building, a hijacked bus, cave collapse, and such things. I'm surprised I never really thought about it before. It's just that it feels like the type of story that's very natural, a natural fit for Power Rangers. There's nothing that really makes it stand out that much, like, as a concept for the show to explore. So anyway, After I finish watching an episode, one of the things I like to do is go to Ranger Wiki and look up some of the trivia. And I've seen some other people, like, I've been doing this for a while now, and actually I've been reading the Ranger Wiki way back when it was, I can't remember what it used to be called, like the Zordon something, or the Viewing Globe, or Zordon's Viewing Globe, I don't remember. Eventually they just changed it to Ranger Wiki, and anyway, I remember always finding weird stuff there, like really weird, obtuse things that, like, you really wonder, like, who's putting this stuff in here? Who thinks of this? And this one doesn't really have anything too weird like that. I've seen some other people, like, they've gone on the Ranger Wiki and they're looking through it and they're like, what in the world is all this? Like, there's all these bizarre connections people make that don't make any sense, or people saying that it's similar to this scene from this thing, and they pick something, like, totally weird that's not, like, the obvious thing. Anyway, one of the interesting things in this one, because the bad guy, the hijacker, had a gun in this episode got banned initially in the UK. It was skipped in its initial run, but then it said it aired later on GMTV. I don't know if that's like a different UK station. And it's kind of weird because over here, I don't remember there being like any controversy about that episode. Like, I remember watching that episode with my grandparents back when I was little. They didn't think anything of it. Then again, they grew up with like westerns and things where, like, westerns were something that all kids watched. And of course they were all filled with guns. There's a ton of guns. You can't do a western without, like, a gun. Maybe you could do it with a lasso. Now I'm thinking, is that why they don't do westerns anymore for kids? Because they have too many guns? I don't know. Oh, there's a breeze. That's nice. Anyway, there was one other thing interesting in the trivia for the episode. Now I remember the title, Go Volcanic. I never thought about the title, like, at all, until when I rewatched it. I was like, huh, Go Volcanic. That's kind of a weird, awkward title, isn't it? And it kind of sounds like Go Galactic. That must be a coincidence. Galactic and Volcanic are really far off. But according to Ranger Wiki, yeah, that was the idea, Go Volcanic. It was supposed to be reference to Go Galactic, the morph call from Lost Galaxy. Alright, so yeah, there's my video about the last episode of Lightspeed Rescue that I watched. It was a really good episode, and as far as I can remember, there's not too many weak episodes of Lightspeed Rescue. I think there's only like one that I really don't like, and in the past I would usually skip, and it's way at the end, I think. It was, I can't remember. It was an episode where Dana, like, becomes a movie star or something. That's the only one I remember really not liking of Lightspeed. Lightspeed was a really good season for me. I really liked that one. So yeah, there's my episode review. If you have any thoughts about it, put them down in the comments. See ya.